Have you ever felt a heaviness in your life, even when nothing seemed wrong? A weight you couldn't name, but couldn't put down? This is a story about the burdens we carry without ever realizing they were never ours to begin with. If you feel connected to stories like this, consider subscribing, turning on notifications, and sharing this channel with someone who might need a little calm in their day. It truly helps this quiet corner of the internet grow. There is a kind of heaviness that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't crash into your life. It doesn't make demands. It settles quietly, softly, almost politely. And before you know it, you've carried it for years. Aron didn't remember when his own heaviness began. All he knew was that life always felt just a little harder than it looked for everyone else. People around him moved with a kind of certainty, a rhythm he could never quite match. He wasn't unhappy, just tired. A kind of tired that sleep didn't touch. Aron often wondered if everyone else felt this way, but simply hid it better. He watched people laugh easily, make decisions without hesitation, speak their minds without fear, and while he felt as though every word he spoke had to be weighed first, as if he were carrying a silent rulebook no one else had been given. This feeling began early. He remembered being 8 years old, drawing quietly at the kitchen table. A parent passed behind him, glanced down at his artwork and said with a smile, "You're so talented. You could be the best if you try harder." Aron didn't hear the compliment. He only heard the condition. If you try harder. That night, he stared at his drawings and wondered if they were good enough, if he was good enough. Another small stone formed quietly in the background of his life. As he got older, the world offered new measurements to judge himself against. Grades, sports, college decisions, career paths. Every step forward felt like stepping onto a scale, waiting to see if he added up. Other people seemed to glide through these milestones, confident in their choices. Aron drifted. He wanted to keep pace, but something inside him always said, "Be careful, don't fail, don't fall short." So he took the safe jobs, made the polite choices, nodded when he wanted to say no, smiled when he wanted to rest. The backpack of expectations grew heavier, though he still couldn't see it. Not yet, but the weight made itself known in subtle ways. In the tightness in his chest every morning before work, in the way he apologized for things that weren't his fault, in the exhaustion that lingered even after calm weekends, in the way he avoided mirrors, not out of vanity, but because seeing himself meant confronting the tension he lived with. There were nights he lay awake staring at the ceiling, tracing cracks that looked like branching paths. He wondered which one he should have taken, or if any of them had truly been his to choose. The word should echoed through his mind more loudly than any spoken conversation. It became a companion, a critic, a quiet, relentless weight. One evening, long after the sun had disappeared and the town had slipped into silence, Aron found himself walking aimlessly through the streets. He wasn't running from anything. He wasn't chasing anything. He simply walked because being still felt unbearable. The night was cool. The air smelled faintly of wet pavement. His footsteps echoed softly, the sound steady, rhythmic, and yet somehow hollow. He passed shuttered shops, dim apartments, empty sidewalks. The loneliness wasn't painful. It was clarifying. The world was quiet enough that he could finally hear the weight inside him. With each step, the heaviness grew sharper, clearer, pressing at the edges of his awareness. His shoulders felt tight, his breath shallow. He reached a small intersection lit by a single, flickering street lamp. And there, he stopped. For the first time that night, and maybe for the first time in years, he didn't move. In that stillness, the weight he'd carried his entire life finally became visible. A worn, frayed backpack clung to his shoulders. Its straps dug into his skin, its seams strained. The fabric pulsed with a soft, eerie glow. Aron blinked in disbelief. The pack felt familiar, not like an object he had found, but like something that had grown with him, stitched together from years of quiet pressure. With trembling hands, he reached back and unbuckled the straps. The pack fell to the ground with a deep, resonant thud, far heavier than its size made sense for. The pavement shuddered softly beneath it. He knelt down and opened it. Inside were stones, smooth, cold, weighty, each carved with a single word: responsibility, achievement, approval, perfection, comparison, obligation, expectation. He picked up one stone and turned it over in his hand. It was cool to the touch, with faint cracks that caught the lamplight. As he held it, a memory surfaced. A conversation at a family dinner where he was praised for being the strong one, the responsible one. He hadn't wanted that role. He had simply stepped into the silence left by others. The stone pulsed gently in his palm, acknowledging the weight of that moment. He picked up another. Approval. He remembered the subtle fear he felt whenever someone seemed disappointed, the way he avoided conflict, the way he sought reassurance without asking for it directly. Another stone. Perfection. He remembered freezing during art competitions, convinced anything less than flawless meant failure. He remembered rewriting emails 5 times before hitting send. As Aron examined each stone, he understood something profound. He had not chosen most of these weights. He had absorbed them, inherited them, picked them up in moments of vulnerability, believing they were obligations. He sat beneath the street lamp, the night humming softly around him. The air felt heavy, expectant. Slowly, he placed the first stone onto the ground. Its glow dimmed and then faded. A soft breeze brushed against his face, warm, gentle, almost approving. He reached for another. This one took longer. His fingers hesitated. Letting go felt like breaking a rule, like disappointing someone, like stepping into uncertainty. He placed it down anyway, and the breeze returned. Aron released the stones one by one. Some he placed gently, almost ceremonially. Others he pushed away firmly, knowing they were never his to carry. As the pile grew, the cracks in the pavement illuminated, not breaking, but glowing softly, as if the earth itself was acknowledging his release. His breath deepened, his shoulders loosened, his heartbeat slowed. Space returned to him. When the pack was nearly empty, Aron lifted it again. It felt impossibly light, like holding a leaf after years of carrying mountains. He stood slowly, letting the night settle around him. The street lamp flickered once more, but now the light felt warmer. The road ahead hadn't changed, the world hadn't shifted, but Aron had. He walked forward with a gentleness he had never allowed himself before. Not rushing, not performing, not proving anything, just moving. With each step, he felt the absence of weight, a quiet freedom that didn't need fanfare or applause. He understood something simple and liberating. You cannot walk your path when your hands are full of everyone else's expectations. Some weights aren't yours. Some burdens never belong to you. And life becomes clearer. Not when you push harder, but when you finally set something down. So, walk gently, let go slowly, and remember, your path isn't defined by what you carry, but by what you choose to release. If this story brought you a moment of reflection or ease, I invite you to subscribe, turn on notifications, and share it with someone who may need a quiet moment of their own. Thank you for listening, and I truly hope this story helps you in whatever way you need today.